And that should be going here in just a moment. Got the regulars back in the room. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. We had a bit technical issues going on behind the scenes, but I think we are good to go now. And we are live on YouTube. All right. So welcome once again. Hi, my name is Valerie Lewis. I'm a psychic medium. Today we're going to last card pull of the year. Yes, last card pull of the year. I had to do the calendar in my head for a minute. Last card pull of the year. I hope you come back and join us in the new year. If you are new here, we just cleaned some things off my desk. So we're going to take a moment because I have not taken a moment yet due to a couple of distractions there on the back end. We're going to take a moment to get ourselves centered. I would suggest maybe gently closing your eyes and taking a couple of deep breaths, but do whatever feels good for you on this Monday morning. And centered just means pulling all of your attention and focus into this present moment. Even though you have hopes, wishes, dreams, aspirations, things out there that you are working towards, focused on, wanting to move towards, maybe even wanting answers on, all of your power is right here in the present moment. So let's pull all of our attention here to the present moment. Couple of deep breaths. Focus on where you are right now. What resources, availability, what power, what strength do you have right now? And if it's not much, that's okay. But just take an assignment, an assessment of where you are right now. And from this place, this point of power, whether or not it feels like power in this moment. I know some of y'all are like, can we just close out 2024? I'm not feeling very powerful. From this point of power, yes, power, from where you are in your present moment, think about the positive things that you want to pull into your life. Don't think about the things that are going wrong. Think about the positive things that you want to call into your life. Focus there for just a moment. If you have any questions around those things or any questions about what your next step forward is, put those questions out to the universe, higher self, spirit guides, whoever it is you ask for assistance. And then when you feel as if you have sufficiently asked for support or posed your questions to spirit, go ahead and shut that asking off because you cannot ask and receive at the same time. So which one you gonna do? You ready to receive? I'm ready to receive. Let's see what spirit has for us today. All right, we're going to get started here with the tarot cards. Spirit, what messages do you have for myself and for this group today? Any messages on the new year? While we're talking about messages for the new year, this is a group card pull. However, it's one day before, make sure I got my calendar right, one day before New Year's Eve. It's tomorrow, y'all. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. Every New Year's Eve, I do a special event where we review the card for the upcoming year. So we'll talk about what the tarot card for 2025 is. I'll help you find your own personal card for 2025, which is based on your birth chart, time and date of when you were born. And then I will go through everyone who is present and pull one card to help give you guidance and direction for your year ahead. So it is a group setting, but I love doing those events because every year I make sure I pull a card for each and every individual who is present. I believe my high score is 77. One year I did 77 card pulls in that event. So you are all welcome. It is yet another free event. I like closing out the year with that, giving people a little bit of guidance, a little bit of something to look forward to, especially helping you find your tarot card for the new year. Even if you're not familiar with what the hell that means, once you find that card and once you start living your 2025, you'll be like, oh man, this is relevant. How did she do that magic? I didn't do that magic. It's numerology and astrology and all those things combined together. Anyway, so I hope you join us for that event, free event tomorrow. It is located on the same meetup calendar that you found me on, wherever you found me. You do need to pre-register for that event. So if you're thinking about coming, go ahead and pre-register. And let's get into the card pull for today. 5 tarot cards. Spirit, what do you need us to know? And the first card we start out with, let me get this so you all can see. It's also a new moon, today is the new moon. Let me know, Michelle, over in the chat. All right, so today's first card, tarot card, is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, I always see this card mostly because of the image on this particular deck. I always see this card as a time for you to sit and ask yourself, are my energies balanced? Whatever you are standing focused to in your life, whether it's family, whether it's you, whether it's business, whatever is on your mind, whatever is present for you that you are sending energy for, it's time to sit and take yet another assessment of where your energy is. I always see the Two of Cups of whatever you pour into, make sure it's equally pouring back into you. Because look at how this image is displayed, whereas the other individual entity or energy is pouring into your cup and you're pouring into their cup. So it's that sense of balance. What are you sending your attention to, your energy to? And are you getting an adequate ROI? Are you getting an adequate return on investment? I'm not much of a religious person, but I do read the Bible and I do speak Bible. And this card also reminds me of the phrase of do not throw your pearls before swine from the Bible. It's the idea of, are you consciously thinking about where you are sending your energy, where you are spending your time, where are you sending your thoughts? Maybe you're like, I'm not doing nothing. I took the rest of the year off, Valerie. I'm not sending my energy nowhere. Okay, but what's your mind focused on? What are you thinking about as you close out this day, these weeks, this year? Where are you sending your energy, and is that energy benefiting you? Because if it's not, cut it out. Two of Cups, that sense of balance. Cups is also emotional and intuition, and in this case, leaning towards the intuition. Use your intuition to help you discern where you need to bring balance back into your life. So starting out with us taking an assessment, deciding what's balanced, what's not, and we immediately move into action. Knight of Pentacles, a knight in our reading. Knights are the actionaries. So when we think about the tarot is separated into numbered cards and court cards, much like a regular deck of playing cards. And the knight or the court cards, the knight is considered the actionary. Think of an actual knight in royal court. They're the ones on horseback. They're the ones riding out first. They're the actionaries. Pentacles is our earth energy. Pentacles deals with anything that we place value upon in this physical world. Pentacles deals with things that are physically manifested for us. And when we say pentacles and physically manifested, and we think about coins, we often think about money, but this card encapsulates so much more. It's relationships, it's love, it's anything that you hold value on. If somebody said, what's the most important thing to you in your life right now? And you say, blah, 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 whatever that is, that would fall up under the Purvey of Pentacles. So whatever you place value upon, and this is asking you to take some action. And the further message, the deeper message that I'm hearing from Spirit right now is to stop fucking around. Their words, not mine. Sometimes they curse because they're my guides. But you have those things in your life. You have, you are being given guidance. You've seen the messages, you've read the books, you've listened to the podcast, you've come to online events and heard some crazy psychic internet lady. And all of these things are pointing to the same thing. You have what you need to take the next step, but you're not taking the next step because you don't see the full path, or because maybe you do see the first step, but you also see step two and three, and 2 and 3 look really, really hard. And you're asking yourself, I don't think I'm ready for 2 and 3. You're never going to be ready for 2 and 3 until you take step 1. This is what Spirit is telling me right now. This Knight of Pentacles is about moving into action regarding your manifestations, regarding the things that you've been asking for. And a lot of us are stalling out. A lot of us are not standing in our power. And we're coming up with excuses as to why we are not powerful enough to do whatever it is that we are feeling called to do. So this Knight of Pentacles is coming into our reading today for everyone to say, put some action behind those wants, wishes, hopes, dreams, and desires. You have what you need to take the first step. There's no more reasons why you shouldn't. What happens when we take that first step? Spirit abandons us. No, it doesn't. I know that's what y'all be thinking. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Eight of Wands. Spirit is like, when you can move, when you take that first step, Eight of Wands, fast moving action behind you. I like the Eight of Wands because it has so many messages within this one card. The Eight of Wands, 8 is the number of manifestations. So there we go. Spirit is already giving us hints and clues that I'm with you, I'm behind you. I just need you to do these things that I've been urging you to do through your intuition and you haven't been doing. Eight of Wands says, but when you do it, I'm behind you. I got you. Let's get going on this manifestation. And Eight of Wands, I always see, even though it is wands, I always envision them as arrows, maybe because I'm a Sagittarius. And all of these arrows are moving swiftly through the air. They've already been shot by the archer. And they're all going to hit their mark. They're all going to hit the same point. They are all going to be successful. So whatever you have going on in your life, know that this is a sign that when you can stay focused, because it's our focus and our intention that decides where those arrows go. So when we can stay focused, we're going to hit our mark. Why? Because Spirit is going to help make sure that those arrows go where those arrows are intended to go. Eight of Wands. I'm hearing that I need to go to the book. So what is this? There's something that this specific author must have said that Spirit wants me to read. Speed, here's the key word: speed, velocity, travel, making split-second decisions, an upcoming positive resolution. Yay! Haste and good news. The affirmation is, it's go time. I fall into the flow of this quickening energy and I swiftly face my desires head on. That kind of sounds like the message that came through also for the Knight of Pentacles as far as moving into action. So let's see. Action. You know those moments in life that feel like a sprint? This type of speedy energy is at play. It's inspirational, it's fiery, it's positive, and it's now. If you have a gut feeling that needs to be acted upon, listen to it. With all of this movement, avoid being swept along by an unpredictable tide by having clarity about your desires and direction. If you are someone in life who says, I feel like life is just slapping me around, I feel like I really don't have any control over my life, I feel like I set these goals and then nothing ever comes to plan. If that's been your path or part of your journey, this message is for you. And this message is from me, not from the book. If you feel that way, it's because you haven't added the element of clarity to your desires. If you feel like Spirit is just slapping and throwing things at you and not paying attention to what you're asking for, it's because you haven't added clarity to what you're asking for. So think about that for a minute. Think about what you have decided you want and ask yourself, is that part, can I see the path to that? Do I feel like it's coming? Or do I feel like I'm all the way over in the weeds and I don't know where I'm at with this goal or this idea or this hope? If you feel like you're over in the weeds, that's Spirit saying, I need you to get clear on what you want. One. Or two, it's Spirit saying, you hold two beliefs about this thing that you want, and both of them are in opposition to each other. I want to be successful, but I'm scared of having a lot of money. That's what it looks like when you hold two beliefs that are in opposition to one another and you don't make any headway. Or you're just not clear about what you want. Spirit, I think I would like a car. And Spirit's like, you got a car. And you're like, no, not the one that needs engine work and the one that I have to fill the tire up on every third day. Not that one. And Spirit's like, all right, well, get clear. Either get clear or figure out which one of your beliefs are hitting against each other. So that's how we move swiftly, is we get rid of those things in our life. Let's see. In shadow, which means when we're not taking the message to bear, when we're not paying attention to the message. So in shadow or in reverse, if you're a tarot reader, Eight of Wands suggests that there is some sticky energy influencing your situation. You want to move, but ah, if your foot's not stuck in the mud, then you've locked your keys in the car. Am I right? I don't think I've ever read this from this book before. If your foot's not stuck in the mud, then you've locked your keys in the car. Am I right? So it's like you want to move, but there's all these things that seem as if they are keeping you from moving. If you're fluctuating between having a tendency to hesitate and running so fast that you're burning out, it's time to bring some balanced momentum back into your propulsion. So again, there's that message of balance again as well. Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. So I do think it was necessary for us to go to the book and get those additional messages. That was the Eight of Wands. This next card is a major arcana. So far we've been dealing with what's right now here available to us in our everyday with minor arcana cards and messages. Major arcana messages touch all areas of our life and give us big picture energy. And here we have the Lover's card. The Lover's card means so many different things. It's the energy of love. We know how strong of an energy love is. Based on the cards that have come before this Lover's card, the one about balance, the one about taking action towards your manifestation, and the one about swift moving energy. And then we have the Lover's card. This Lover card is coming up posing a question. It could be about relationships if that's your jam and that's where you're focused right now. But this is bigger than that. It's about love, the energy of love altogether, all overall. The energy of love as it plays a role in your life, is it balanced? Are you taking action on that heart energy, moving forward with that energy of love? Are you decisive and clear in where you want to direct that energy? Love is a powerful energy. Where are you directing it in your life? Is it all outward at this time and you're forgetting to direct some of that love inward? Is it all inward at this time and you're forgetting to show compassion for others? Find that balance. Find that balance and realize that this Lover's card is coming up to ask you, where does love play a role in your life? Is it balanced? For many of us, it is. But this is just a quick check-in with you and spirit. Is it balanced? Is there anywhere where I could show more love? Is there any area of my life where I could follow love over logic? How is love playing a role in your life? I hear you, Spirit. Going back to the book one more time. My heart is open to deeply meaningful relationships, is the affirmation. And I expand into this union with loving trust. I'm going to read that again because wherever your mind instantly thought that this applies to, I want you to kind of take that out and see if you can apply this in a broader term. How many different areas of your life can you apply this exact same statement to? My heart is open to deeply meaningful relationships. Relationships with what? And I expand into this union with loving trust. What is my heart leading me to trust in? Which belief is my heart saying, you should trust this belief more, it would help you? And last tarot card. Oh, we started with the two and we're ending with the two. Spirit is like, I started out with the Two of Cups telling you to balance. I'm gonna hit you with the two one more time. And the Lovers also represents balance for many of you who read tarot. So we're getting hit with balance quite a many times. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. So as I think about these two cards and their bookends also, we start and we end with these two, with this chance to make a choice, with the idea of duality, with the idea of finding balance. Two of Wands, she has a choice to make for sure. And her choice is between these two wands. The wand that is hanging or leaning against the wall represents things that she is already familiar with. And the wand that kind of has the map and the travelogue and the globe represents new, uncharted adventure, perhaps even travel. And although she has got her hand on the new one, I love this implication because Spirit is not telling you to choose one over the other. If Spirit was saying, choose the new uncharted path, then the second one would not be shown as a viable choice. It would be depicted somewhere else, some other way. But the second one is still leaning against the wall within arm's reach. Although she's leaning towards this new adventure because it is Wands energy, it is in the deck of Wands, fine, fire energy. She hasn't stood up and walked out of the room with one of those wands. So she's leaning towards one, but she's still in the decision-making process. So I like that she's still in the decision-making process because at this point in time, Spirit is not telling you, choose the new and abandon the old. That's not what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, sit and make an honest assessment. Is it more prudent for you at this time to go with something that is familiar, tried, tested, and true? Or are you feeling that call towards adventure? Are you feeling that call towards an uncharted path? You will know. Again, the lovers came first. Spirit said, tune into your heart first and then make this decision and then see where you sit. So don't make this decision based upon your logical thinking mindset. I'm supposed to do these things and I'm supposed to be a responsible adult and I need a job and I need to feed, whatever. All those things that go on here, we didn't pick the Two of Swords. Swords is our thoughts. We picked the Two of Wands. Wands is fire energy. Wands is inspiration and creativity. So sit with your heart with that Lover's card and then ask your heart, what feels like the most exciting choice I can make in this moment? The most exciting choice. Not the most logical, not the most responsible, the most exciting choice. Wands energy. And then make that choice and watch to see what Spirit lines up for you so that you can stay in alignment with that choice. All right. Good deal. Where are we at on time? Oh, we're right. We're real good. Okay. So we need to go to Oracle cards next. And here's the portion of today's event where I say, if you have a question, please place it over in chat. If you feel like you have a burning question or something that you need guidance around, you're not quite sure where to go next, and maybe the tarot cards gave you a little bit of guidance, but you want some more guidance. Damn it, Spirit, why can't you just be specific and tell me yes or no? What's with all these riddles? I know, I read tarot. I be getting pissed too. But this is where we are. So put your questions over in chat if you have a question that you would like additional guidance on. I will try to get to the questions as I can. I will try to focus on the energy of your question, find the right deck that might answer that question, and just see where Spirit takes us. So, Spirit, what deck do you want us to go to? Gods and Titans. I have both of these decks. One's is goddesses and sirens, and then this is gods and titans. And I consider them my divine masculine and divine feminine energy. I'm going for divine masculine because we pulled that Knight of Pentacles. Knights are actionaries, and Eight of Wands also, even though Wands is fire energy, it's still action energy, and action is divine masculine. So what additional insights could you give us about moving forward, about what that next path is and how that looks for us? Remember how I just said, okay, it wasn't me, it was Spirit, but I'm a claimer right now. Remember how me and Spirit just said to figure out what that thing is that is most exciting to you and then pick that? And some of y'all were like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, well, Spirit's saying it again. Don't listen to me, listen to Spirit. This card of gods and titans is Loki. And what's it say right beneath Loki's name? Play, play, have fun. I happen to love the god Loki, also because I'm a huge Marvel fan. And if y'all have not seen Loki, the series, I highly recommend it. From, yes, it's highly entertaining, but also from a spiritual set point. If you have questioned how multiple, if you believe in multiple dimensions and your brain kind of fizzles out and melts into itself when you try to figure out how these multiple dimensions might interact with one another. Loki is an excellent film to help you find a way to conceptualize that and kind of understand it. So I really like Loki, the series, but I love Loki as a god. I love Marvel. Here we go. What's his message? Play. Look at the lighter side of the situation. Rediscover your sense of humor and play. Loki is this trickster god. Tricksters are those gods who, through tricking, shapeshifting, playing the fool, or simply playing, become teachers in the lessons of life. In this way, they humble the powerful, expose the unjust, and balance imbalances. I love it. Tells a little bit about some of his favorite stories, which I will not read here, but we'll go on to the message. It is wise to take a leaf out of Loki's book and to find a way to laugh at your troubles. It is a great talent to find the humor in any circumstance. Should Loki call you, look to the lighter side of the situation. There is always one. Ask yourself, when was the last time I actually laughed, played, or did something downright silly? There is so much freedom in this. Even more freedom if you do it publicly. Get over your self embarrassment. Just go do something silly. Sing in the grocery store, not something too silly. Sing in the grocery store. Tell a stranger a joke. So, this is the message of Loki. Play, laugh, add some humor to your situation, lighten things up. And I think that's it from this one. So this book gives you like symbols to look for, invocations, little rituals, all of those things. I'm not going to do those. But Loki's energy is definitely pointing us towards lightening things up, not taking ourselves so seriously, following the excitement, following the fun. I've talked to many people in all different parts of their spiritual path. And I'll say just so nonchalantly, just do whatever's the most exciting thing. Do whatever the fun thing is. Do you know how many times in my position I hear people say, I have no idea what that is. I've been doing things out of obligation, out of responsibility, out of not following my fun because I had bills to pay for so long that I've kind of forgotten what it was that makes me laugh. I've kind of forgotten what it was like to have fun. Okay. Oof. No wonder your manifestations are such a struggle. That's what I have to say to that. No wonder your manifestations are such a struggle. So, how do we get back to having fun? How do we figure out what fun is for us? Every moment in the moment, ask yourself, what is the most exciting thing I could be doing? And do that. And sometimes in the beginning, it will not seem exciting at all. The most exciting thing you could be doing is maybe wearing that bright, colorful blouse instead of the regular gray sweatshirt because it's winter. And you're like, well, that doesn't sound like fun and excitement and moving towards my goal. Trust me, it is. Trust me, it is. I've done this practice myself enough to know that it is. So figure out what the most exciting thing is in the moment, do that, and let that breadcrumb lead you forward to what you've been asking for. Our next deck is Divine Circus. I want to go over to the chat for just a moment because I do see that someone is putting a question. All right, let's see if we get an answer to that within the messages. This one, did I already tell you that the deck is Divine Circus, Solana Fairchild, and the card we have is actually I kept getting confused. I'm like, which side is the side up? So this is the deck image, and this is actually, we drew the card that has the deck image on it. So Quest of Honor, card number 22, Quest of Honor. What message do we have for us from this message? Have you ever felt like you were on the outside looking in, maybe like everyone else found their place, really belonging to someone or something? having set themselves up for life, with you still working out how to just get past the security guards at the front gate. It's time for your outside status to change. You are invited into the inner circle. Guest of honor. There are times to break free from the crowd, to stand alone, and to have the courage to be the outsider. If you are brave enough to endure the times when you feel like you don't fit in, you gain a precious treasure. This is the ability to know who you truly are and to learn to love that self. When you are solid in your self-esteem and your self-knowledge, the powers you have developed as an outsider, including different viewpoints and ways of understanding the world, can be brought back to the rest of the world to be shared to create a better world for all. It's a bit like a soul version of sharing your holiday pictures with the family after a big adventure, opening up their minds to other worlds and maybe even inspiring them to take their own journey. Let's see, this is a really long read. I'm going to read it fast. But if you've spent long enough on the outside on the fringe of life, perhaps leaving people behind, it can take some intention and attention to change course. You might have become used to being the lone wolf or standing so apart from the crowd that there's no one else around you. That will have served a purpose, but you are invited to shift your ways now, from setting yourself apart to returning with the wisdom to share with others. It means believing that you can sail straight past the security guards at the door, straight into the most deliciously wonderful party, and into the VIP room at the center. It's your time of acceptance. It's your time for acceptance at a greater level because you are safe. You have learned to accept yourself, so you will not hand your power over to others as though their approval means more to you than your own self-possession. You can be amongst the crowd and take your rightful place there, yet still be an individual, very much at home, belonging and sharing your treasures with others, still exactly who you are in truth. The Oracle of the Guest of Honor brings a message. You are going to be offered pride of place in something that matters a lot to you. Accept it. It's your time to feel as though you have been chosen and that you belong. Oh, I like that card a lot. It's our time. Who's claiming that? Who said, who? I know some of y'all said it because Spirit just told me some of y'all said it. Some of y'all said, not me. Some of y'all said, oh, that message is really great for all the other people in the room. For the other 16 people, but Spirit, you don't know my life. Spirit, that's not what's going on for me. I know, I heard it because Spirit is telling me that somebody said that. Somebody has that mindset. And Spirit said, do you understand that your being here at today's event was divinely orchestrated? I put the call out, you listened, and I put the call out so you could hear this message, each and every one of you. So this message is for you. This message is for you. Stop trying to act like you're the exception to the rule. By saying I'm not special enough to receive that message and that blessing from Spirit, it's actually quite the paradox because you're saying that you're so special that the message only applies to the rest of us and not to you. See how that works out? It doesn't work in your advantage. Accept the message. It's meant for each and every one of us. Let's see. What else do we need to know? We need to know about this question in chat, Spirit. Spirit, I'm going to pose this question in a way that might apply to all of us. Spirit, I'm in a situation where a lot of other people are involved. A lot of other people's goals and manifestations and desires are at play here. I have my own goals and wishes and desires within this situation, but I often feel like I have no control over making my desires come true when so many other people's desires are already at play, have been at play for a long time. And based on my position, I don't even feel like my desires matter in this situation. That could be a family dynamic. That could be a job or a career dynamic. That could be you and your group of friends. It's whenever you're in a group situation and you say, this is what I want. And then you get in the group and the group is like, but this is what we're already doing. And you're like, oh, well, how do I get what I want out of this situation? Oh, well, the group is more powerful than me. I guess I don't get what I want. It's what most of us do. The group as a whole, the job, the family, the upbringing, the educational system, the fact that I have to pay taxes, it's so much more powerful than me and it's been around so much longer than me. I guess I have no say in this. I guess I just have to do whatever, and just lick my wounds. That's what most of us do, and that's not what I'm hearing Spirit saying to do. In the situation where you feel as if I don't have I can't just go in tomorrow and tell my boss that I need a dollar raise because my rent went up last month. I can't do that. That's not how the world works, Valerie. Stop telling me I can create my own reality. Have you come talk to my boss, Valerie? How about you do that? I know that's what a lot of us are saying in a lot of different situations. And Spirit is saying, remember your own power. Remember your own power. I'm not asking you to take away from others. I'm asking you to see the and. I'm asking you to see how can they have what they want and I can have what I want in this situation. Because if you can see that, you are off and running to manifesting for yourself and in a glorious situation where no one feels at fault. So how do we do that? I don't know, but let's see if this card has any clue. I just turned the card over. We'll see what the message is. Sandalphon, building the bridge. Your role is to create a connection between heaven, earth, and all hearts. That's a beautiful image. And this is from The 22 Archangels by Kyle Gray. See what the additional image or message from this archangel is and see if it ties in at all to what we need to know when we feel disempowered in a situation where others have a say. Sandalphon's, and I know I might be saying it wrong, Sandalphon's name means co-brother, most likely referring to the idea that he is the twin brother of Metatron. The on in his name, because it's spelled Sadalphon, the on in his name comes from the word throne, meaning this angel, meaning this is the angel who is around or next to the throne of God. Here's the message. Angels are grateful for the light and energy you bring to earth, and whether you realize it or not, there is a sacred mission unfolding for you at this time. You are creating a powerful bridge of light between heaven and earth, and your role is to bring the light that crosses that bridge to those who need it most. Take some time to become aware of those in your life who might be feeling left out, unsupported, and othered, especially if that is you. Your work is about bringing them together. So maybe your work is, if you're feeling like that's me, I don't want to be working for nobody else. That's me. You describe me. Okay, then work on bringing light to your situation. Work on bringing the light of the divine to your situation. You are, in fact, a miracle, and your life is proof that miracles are possible. Think of all that you've faced and overcome, all that you've uncovered and healed. Now, your role is to become a miracle worker. Angelic wisdom is reminding you to share your story and personal experience as a way of guiding others to see what is possible for them. Dive deep into the ways you can do this. Your life mission is just beginning. I feel like that's more, yes, some of that kind of touches on the question that we just talked about, but I feel like that's more about the choosing and the deciding. And for those of us who are like, I don't know my mission, I don't know my purpose, I thought I knew, but now we're at the end of the year and I'm not so sure anymore. That's a bit of a message for course correction in understanding that maybe you're here to bring the light to others by bringing the light to yourself. Yourself always. Ooh, good question over there in the chat. I feel embarrassed about choosing my excitement and bliss while ignoring the practical and responsible side. Um, Maybe I can address this real quick. Yes. In the beginning, it will seem very foreign to you because you're not used to following your bliss and following your excitement And guess what? You're also not used to having a life that looks magical because you're not used to following your bliss and following your excitement. So in the beginning, it will feel weird and it will feel difficult. I think we can let that person in. It will feel weird and it will feel difficult in the beginning only because it's just something new. You just got to figure out how to do it. And here's a suggestion coming from me, coming from spirit, is you don't have to abandon your responsibilities and the practical side of your life. You just have to make room for magic. You just have to make room for magic. So if you have an 8 hour a day work period and you are willing to give 8 hours of your time to something that you don't necessarily like, you're telling me you can't find 8 minutes to do something you do like? I'm calling bullshit. So it's about finding that balance. If I'm willing to do all of these things that I don't love, then I'm damn sure going to carve at least 8 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour out of my day to do something I do like. So for a while, it's that game of finding yourself in joy and bliss and seeing how that feeling feels to you and balancing that out with all of the other things that you have to do. Now, when you're at the point to where you're like, hey, fuck it, I'm seeing that this thing over here is working so much better than doing these things I don't want to do. I'm ready to make some bigger shifts and I'm ready to let the world know about these weird things that I do in my 1 hour of spare time at the end of the night before I go to bed that nobody knows about. But when you're ready to make those choices more public, when you're ready to be publicly delusional, I'm not going to listen to your logic. I'm going to do this thing because it feels like the most exciting thing to do. Then that's the point when you're also ready to let go of the opinions of others. Because anytime you're asking yourself, I can't do this thing because XYZ, this person, this thing, this situation, people are going to call me irresponsible. You're paying too much attention to the opinions of others. And guess what? Keep doing that. Tell me how your life turns out. Are you manifesting what you want to manifest from that position? I'm sure you are because we can manifest under any and all circumstances. But is it hard? Is it fun? Is it a struggle, a challenge? When are you going to stop paying attention to what other people want and start paying attention to what life you want to have? Dragon Path Oracle is our next card, maybe our final. We got time for a few more cards. And we have Platinum. Platinum showing up, which I've heard, it's rumored is going to be the name of Mahomes' third child. I don't know. They've got Sterling and Bronze are their two children. Y'all know I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. If y'all don't know, I live in Kansas City. Chiefs all the way. And they're supposed to be naming Brittany's pregnant right now. Their child Platinum. I cannot find Platinum in this book. Y'all, I'm looking. I'm not just babbling. I'm looking. Platinum is 23. Almost there. All right. Platinum is the guardian of the Atlantean temples, so connected with Atlantis. He also connects to Saint Germain and is the historian and record keeper of all events during the Atlantean era. I wonder if there's a tie-in with the Akashic records. Record keeper and historian. He can take you to and bestow upon you the magic encompassed in that time. And here's his message. I am the keeper of secrets, which are as old as the universe itself. I am here to impart this ancient knowledge to you, for yourself and others. This wisdom has been hidden for eons and forgotten by many. Now is the time for these memories to resurface and for you to acquire ancient knowledge. Like many things, these secrets have been hidden in plain view. All you need to do is ask to be reconnected to them. I feel like that message has specific importance to someone who has been asking for guidance and support, but who doesn't just want the answer, but who wants to understand why the answer is the answer. This message is for you. That wisdom is available to you now. Ask and be ready to receive it. During meditation, Platinum will show you what to learn and recall, bring you into full alignment with new chakra energy, and guide you through the chakra color system. He will make you aware of your healing potential and connect you with your abilities deeply, enabling you to clear the lower vibrations from your physical and spiritual bodies, paving the way for you to become a truly awesome spiritual warrior. I love that. Can you control what others think? Be the light for them to follow. Can you control what others think? Be the light for them to follow. Can I control what others think? Listen, if I could do that, I would not have a handful of exes. If I could control what others think, I probably would still be married. Um, can you control what others think? I say, me personally, no. But here's my workaround. Do I have a cheat code? Do I have a way around that? Absolutely. I'm not going to control what anybody thinks about me. I'm not going to control their thoughts. What I am going to do is two things. Either I'm going to stay in this reality that I've created and create a vortex of attraction, which says, I will not bump into you, interact with you, talk to you, see you in the grocery store unless your frequency matches my frequency, which means for 9/10 of the day, you can be cursing me out. But for that one moment, that brief moment where you're like, oh, I remember that one time I went on a picnic with Valerie and that was really cool. That's going to be the only time I will interact with you, bump into you in a grocery store, is when you're holding that thought that matches what I think about myself. So think about that too. How many times have you bumped into people that say some downright nasty things to you? Where is your vibration when you're in relation, when you're talking to them, when you're interacting with them? Where's your vibration? Are you saying those same things about yourself on some level? And that's why now they're in your vibration. So that's one way I deal with controlling other people. You can think whatever you want to think, but if you're going to be within 6 feet of me, you're only going to be within 6 feet of me if you're holding a thought that reflects the same thoughts and the same vibration I have. That works with varied degrees of success, because some people I need to talk to even when they don't think of me highly. So it's like, oh shit, got to go back down in the trenches again because I really need to send this email or whatever the situation is. So that works with varying degrees of successes. This one that I found really, really works though, as far as I can't control what other people think, but I can control which dimension and which reality I choose to participate in. I will say this again. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl because I moved into a reality where the Chiefs were the Super Bowl winners, and that's where I decided to live and reside. I firmly believe there is another reality going on right now where the Chiefs did not win the Super Bowls. And guess what? All them people who got some bullshit to say about me are in that reality where the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl. So I shift my reality to deal with people the way I want to deal with people as well. So that's how you can get around that. And then absolutely, if you're feeling like, man, that sounds like a lot of work, I got to shift my own reality, I don't want to do all that. Okay, then don't. Be the light for them to follow. Set the example. Say that I'm going to do what I'm going to do, regardless of what you are going to do. Stop paying attention to other people's opinions. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be laying in that casket, and it's your name on the tombstone. It doesn't say, when you pass away, it's not going to say, here lies Nicole. And then like a line of credits with all of the other people, like in the movie credits. It's not going to say that. At the end of the day, it's your life. How much power over your life are you going to give all of these other people? Boop, boop, boop. I feel like I got a little preachy. I'm not usually this preachy, but sometimes I'm this preachy because Spirit is like, tell them, girl. I'm like, all right, I'll tell them, but I hope they come back next Monday. All right, the universe has your back. Gabrielle Union, this is not necessarily an oracle deck, but it's like more affirmations. What does that say? Have someone in the class? No, I'm not going to do y'all teacher style, but it says joy is the ultimate creator. Choose your bliss. Choose your excitement. Joy is the ultimate creator. We are co-creators, co-creating with others, co-creating with this universe, co-creating with our higher self, co-creating with other versions of ourselves. But joy is the ultimate creator. When I think about all the entities, energies, people, places that I could co-create with, I would want joy to be at the top of my list. Do I have to co-create with bill collectors and family members and Angry neighbors. Yeah, I have to co-create with them too. But I'm gonna start moving them further down the list and put joy at the top. Because if I can co-create with joy on a daily basis, all of those other things won't matter so much. All of those other things will kind of take a back seat. Oh, this is the deck I wanted. Affirmation to follow your bliss. It really is. It really is. Anybody saying, I just want a blueprint. I just want spirit to tell me what to do. That's it. Follow your bliss. And I know it seems simplistic. And it was too simplistic for me to follow at first. I'm like, that's some bullshit. But I will say, as deep as I have deep dived, the deep dive that I have taken on manifesting and figuring out how do you truly create your whole reality, because that's what I teach, and so I better kind of know it. All of the teachings lead back to the same place. Follow your bliss. Follow your heart. Let yourself be inspired. Don't listen to the opinions of others. If they say it in different ways and they use different words, but it's all the same message. That's the overall blueprint to life. It's what I'm understanding. Find a way to, so better put, follow your bliss. It's blazoned in the skies, the heavens part, and you see this message, and you're standing down here saying, what is that? So maybe your mission is to figure out, how do I follow my bliss? But the end goal is to always follow your bliss. All right. What's the name of this deck? What did I do with the box? Oh, here we go. We're going to close out with some lighten up. Didn't Spirit tell us earlier to lighten up and laugh and have some more fun? Inner fucking peace. How do we get there? Huh? Choose the path of nope today. What can you say no to? Say no to anything that doesn't excite you. Nope. Double nope. Hard nope. I should put that on a t-shirt. The power of no. Start saying no to those things that you can, that don't uproot your entire life. Start saying no to those things that you can, that don't excite you. Say no to the egg salad sandwich. I know you're on a diet. Go ahead and get the chicken with the bacon topping on top for today. Follow your bliss. Everybody's going to come back next week saying, you told me. And now look at me, 5 pounds heavier. All right. Say no to anything that isn't blissful. Yes. This last deck, last card I will leave you with, please. Can you drop that link one more time? I hope you all join me tomorrow for New Year's Eve. Also, the year ahead reading is happening, y'all. If you haven't booked your year ahead reading, please do so soon. We give a tarot card for each of the 12 months, and then we go back and we pull an oracle card for each of your quarters. We go deep on the meaning of each one. That reading usually lasts about an hour and a half, so you can get a full scope of what your next year ahead might bring. And we are going to wrap this up with Rebel Deck, the Oracle with an Attitude, because I'm Goddess with an Attitude, and I love unicorns, and this seemed like the perfect deck. Okay, what is this? Time to let go. Move the fuck on. Time to let go, move the fuck on. I believe that that is a specific and direct message to someone who is still asking a question. For everyone else, it's a loose message about letting go of those things that are not blissful. Moving on. The last one. Anybody feel like this on your path? It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Does anybody feel like this right now? Here's your advice. You ready for it? You might not like it. Get your head out of your ass pronto. Stop arguing for your limitations in spiritual terms. That's when your head is in your ass, when you're arguing for your limitations instead of seeing your blessings and your opportunities. All right. That's what I have for you all today. Again, if you're new here, remember you can always catch the replay of these over on the YouTube channel. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful ending of your 2024 and a beautiful, blessing, abundant, co-creative experience in 2025. For at least 2025 is more about creation than it has ever been before for you. And again, I hope I see some of you tomorrow at the New Year's Eve event. Have a wonderful co-creative week, y'all. Take these messages, apply them, create your week, create your reality.